Hello wonderful people. Today we're going to take a journey through space. Now, on a journey through space, where else to begin than on our beautiful planet Earth? This is it. Our blue, moist rock filled with humans and animals of all kinds. There's India right there. Earth is a pretty big place, isn't it? But compared to the rest of the universe, it seems tiny, ridiculously tiny. But the Earth is still beautiful. After all, things of any size can be beautiful. In this journey through our cosmic neighborhood, let's first see our closest neighbor, the Moon. Now, from views of the night sky, you'd think the Moon is quite close to us. But is that really true? Let's find out. Let's zoom out from the Earth and let's see how far I have to go before the Moon shows up. As you can see, the Moon isn't here yet. We'd expect it to show up by now, but it's nowhere to be seen. Where is it? Well, let's zoom out even more. And even more. And there it is, the Moon. Grey, silver, and beautiful. I personally like to call the Moon Luna. It's the Italian name for it, and I quite like it. It's bombarded with asteroids over the millions of years, and since there's no natural processes occurring on it, the surface remains preserved, a shiny, cratered, and beautiful surface. There's Earth. Now, Moon is quite far away. Look. And there are some very interesting things going on. Now, you might have heard of a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse. But have you ever heard of an Earth eclipse? Well, it's basically a lunar eclipse seen from the Moon. And to show you that, let's go and land on the Moon. Right over here. Now looking up, there's Earth and there's the Sun. Beautiful. Let's make this even more beautiful by speeding up time. So you'll soon see that the Earth will roll into position and will block out the Sun just like the Moon does on a lunar eclipse. Look. Isn't that beautiful? Spectacular if you ask me. At this point, the Moon receives nearly no light. Look, right there. Can you see it? Not really. Because the Moon doesn't have any of its own light. It reflects light of the Sun, and at this point of time, the Earth is blocking the light to it. The Moon is far away. In fact, it's so far away that only 12 humans have ever landed on it. And it's likely that those are the only 12 humans who've gone further than the Earth. No human has gone beyond that. But we're not restricted by any spacecraft over here. We can go anywhere we want, and that is what this journey is about. With me, as your host, we'll go and see the wonders of the solar system and more. We'll travel through space and cross boundaries that we can't with current technology, at least except our imagination. So let's begin then. Now that we've looked at the Earth, let's start with the solar system itself as a whole. And what else to begin with than the parent, the star. Ours is an extremely bright star, a yellow supergiant. In all its glory, it has more than 99% of the mass of the solar system. And that's pretty much obvious, considering how big it is compared to the rest of the things. Look, it flares with energy as it's a high density ball of plasma. In fact, the sun isn't actually burning. That's a common misconception that you have. You may pour any amount of water on it and it will never ever blow out. Not that there is enough water to do that. The sun is a fusion reactor. Lighter elements are fused together to make heavier elements, but some mass is converted to energy, and that is what makes the sun go. There's no burning involved, but the temperatures are adjusted. After the sun, we get to the planets. Now the first planet is Mercury, which is also the smallest planet around, now that Pluto isn't counted. Mercury looks a lot like our moon, doesn't it? From far away, yes. But Mercury is very different. While our moon is mostly a rock of ice and dust, Mercury is different. Mercury is 70% metallic, which means that approximately 60% of it is metal. It's essentially a giant iron ball rolling around. Its surface is just like the moon, cratered and nearly airless. And because it is so close to the sun, it experiences a huge amount of heat and temperature difference as well, because the two sides can differ by more than 100 degrees. Well, that's it about Mercury, the smallest planet in the solar system. Next we look at Venus, Earth's twin sister. Stay tuned.